East Hamilton head football coach Aaron Nance joining us right here on Off the Bench Radio on Talk 102.3. And Coach Nance, thanks for taking the time to join us, brother. How are we doing this evening?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Can y'all hear me good?
Loud and clear. Loud.
Awesome. Good deal. Just making sure that was working. You scared me a minute ago.
Well, we tend to do that. You know that being around us for the last year or so, right? So
it's mostly the women and children that we scare, but
that's true.
Oh, is that right? No, I'm doing good, guys. How are y'all doing?
Not bad, brother. Not bad. So, pretty eventful Friday night for you and the Hurricanes. Big region win at McMinn County. Kind of, I guess, fill the audience in on kind of your team's performance on Friday against the Cherokees and what you guys had to do to come out with a big win at McMinn County.
Yeah, I mean, eventful is 100% it, except for the first half. First half was pretty uneventful. We went into halftime down 14-0. I don't think we had but 40 yards of offense in the first half. We couldn't get anything going. Defense played pretty well, considering they had a short field the whole first half. We got the ball starting the second half, was able to go down and score a touchdown on the opening drive of the second half. We got some momentum. Traded scores the rest of the night. Our kicking game, our coverage game wasn't very good. We had some good punts by our punter and kickoffs. We just couldn't cover any kicks. Set them up for some good field position, but going to the end of the game, we were down 14 with like 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes. Was able to score, get a stop, get the ball back with no timeouts, 1.5 minutes left. Went down and scored again. And then we elected to go for 2 with 1 minute left to take the lead, and we're able to hold on that last minute once we. So yeah, I mean it was a wild deal. We were trailing all game, and finally had a chance to either tie it or take the lead there with 1 minute left, and we elected to go for 2, and we were able to get in. So it was a big, exciting win, come from behind deal for us. It was big for our program.
So when you guys got the lead down to 1, so was there a conversation with the coaches? Were the players involved? Tell us what went into the thinking on the 2-point conversion there.
Oh, I mean, we had talked about it as coaches before we knew we were about to get the ball back. We're like, hey, be thinking about 2-point right here. David Barger, one of my assistants, was like, we probably need to go for 2 if we are able to go score right here. I agree. I was like, yeah, we need to go for 2. We go score. And so when we scored, it was absolute chaos. Like, my kicker's already running out in the field. Guys on the PhD team were out there. Some other kids that I needed in the huddle were like, obviously excited, celebrating on the sideline. I didn't have any timeouts left, so I was about to just say, you know what, heck with it. We're going to kick the extra point right here because I didn't want to screw something up, trying to get guys on and off with the play clock kicking on. And then McMinn County would call a timeout, and we were able to kind of settle down and get our 2-point play ready and get our guys calmed back down for that. So, we were wanting to go for 2. We scored, and it was a little bit of chaos on the sideline, but then the timeout got called, and we were able to settle down and actually execute it. So,
yeah, I guess, Coach, having a guy like Jaden Haywood kind of gives you a little bit of comfort, saying, if we do have to go for 2 here, and I got a guy like that, just kind of talk about his performance.
No, I mean he's been awesome this year. I don't know how many touchdowns off the top of my head, but he's got double digits at this point in the year. He's just a guy that's explosive with the football in his hand. He caught a touchdown pass Friday night, the one that eventually set up the 2-point conversion to take the lead. But let's say people don't know about him. He plays a lot of snaps for us. He carried the ball 20-something times Friday night. I think it was 23 times. And he also plays a bunch of snaps on defense at corner, breaking passes up, making tackles. So that guy's on the field. He's a returner, returning kicks, returning punts for us. I mean, he don't hardly come off the field. So he's having a good year. But the guys up front are doing a really good job for him. Our offensive line's experienced. And those guys are battle-tested, so to say, and we're really pleased with them so far at this point in the year, being able to execute. And guys like Andrew Gilbert at center and Bryce Blair at left tackle, A.J. Wright, Quillian Townsend up there, Kanan Mills, the junior that stepped up for us this year to play up front. So we're really pleased with their performance so far at this point in the year.
You're listening to East Hamilton head football coach Aaron Nance right here on Off the Bench Radio on Talk 102.3. And, Coach, you're in your second year here as the head coach of East Hamilton. You're a local guy, so you're familiar with Hamilton County and just Chattanooga in general. Kind of talk about just your personally, like you from year one to year two, being the head coach of the Hurricanes and kind of, just how adjusting to the job and just being back in the Scenic City.
No, I mean, I'm loving it being back here in Chattanooga. My wife's settling in, loving it too. She's working at Erlanger Hospital. She's a nurse. She's actually a manager down there now. So we're settling in. It was a whirlwind getting moved up here. I accepted a job in late April. We were moved here by May, and I accepted a job, and within 2 or 3 weeks, we're moving from Atlanta up to here, and it's just you move your family, you're trying to get settled in, find a place to live, also starting at the school. It's just a big transition for everybody, for my kids, for my wife, for everybody. But, going into year two, you just feel much more settled down. The kids better. We got here, or I started officially May 1st last year, like 3 days before spring practice. And it's just like, you're trying to hire coaches. You're trying to learn the kids, figure the school out. But going into year two, you got a better understanding of your roster and your players, and your assistant coaches are kind of better on the same page. And then, it's just understanding your schedule as well. Like, I'm familiar with Chattanooga, but I hadn't coached here in like 7 or 8 years. So getting familiar with our region and our opponents and the style of football that they play, and it's just a little bit more familiarity with the schedule and who we play and how to prepare for everybody. So I just say that going into year two, it's definitely a lot easier. Year one's tough.
So within that year and a half, have you come up with your go-to place to eat in the Ottawa area?
My wife and I, we tend to frequent Drake's over there by the mall. So we like Drake's a lot. They got a good variety on the menu. If you're feeling sushi, you can get some sushi. You can get a burger. You got appetizers, all that good stuff. So we go there a pretty good bit. We also are, bounce around, try new places all the time as well. We were out at Cambridge Square this weekend, ate at Wine Down, or Neighbor of Wine Down, the place next door. They're also sponsors of East Hamilton football, Wine Down and Neighbor of Wine Down as well. They got really good brunch over there on Cambridge Square, so definitely recommend that place.
Yeah, and I caught your interview on Local 3, and I guess I go to the East Hamilton team store to get that white hat cap you're wearing. Is that a sideline coach's cap exclusive? That's a smooth-looking cap.
Yeah, the rope hat has been a hit this year. Actually, on the first NFL football game, the Thursday night football game last week, Jim Harbaugh was wearing a rope hat as well, if you noticed that. So I actually had a couple of buddies of mine text me, and they're like, hey, I want one of those rope hats. So that's those have been a hit.
Good looking hat.
Find you one.
I appreciate that. And real quick, we don't have much time.
I can find you one if I get one of those Shane's Rib Shack coupons again.
Oh yeah, we'll figure something out for sure.
That's a perfect transition. You were a part of our first remote broadcast over at Shane's Rib Shack, and we're celebrating a year, over a year on the program here on Talk 102.3. And again, you were a part of that first remote broadcast over there at Shane's Rib Shack in Ottawa at Cambridge Square. So, where does this rank in your list of accomplishments in your head coaching career?
It's right up there. I don't know. I can't think of anything bigger right there than being a part of the first remote broadcast. It's probably number one. It's going on my resume for sure.
Yeah, I just hate that it happened so early in your career, head coaching career, that there's nowhere to go but down from here, Coach.
I know. Well, you got to take what you can get, though.
We appreciate that for sure. But before we get you out of here, just kind of fill us in, kind of talk about you guys have a game. I think at East Ridge is coming Friday night. Kind of talk about what you guys got to do to keep the momentum rolling and get ready to get back into the meat of your region schedule.
We take things day by day around here. It's easy to get caught up in looking ahead at teams that are coming up on the schedule, but everything this week is about getting our team focused to play East Ridge. And East Ridge is a good football team. They're well coached. Chad Barger over there does a really good job. Our kids call it the Barger Bowl because Chad Barger, the head coach at East Ridge, his brother is on our staff, David Barger. So our kids, start practice yesterday on Monday are out there screaming in warm-up lines talking about Barger Bowl this week. But, And East Ridge is a team that had us beat last year. They whipped us up and down the field and should have won the game. We were able to score at the last minute or so left in the game to take the lead. But you look at the stats of the game last year versus East Ridge, and they deserve to win if you look at all the stats. Like, they outplayed us. So, and we got to remind our kids of that, and we've been talking about that. And also with East Ridge, you know, we talked to our kids today. Their combined record of opponents they've played is like 13-1 or 13-2 or something like that. Like, they've played some really good football teams, and their record doesn't necessarily reflect the caliber of football team that they have. So they're a good team. They're very athletic, and we got to get ready to play this one.
Well, Coach Aaron Nance, East Hamilton Hurricanes, we appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight and the times you've been on our programs in the past. So good luck against East Ridge and the rest of the way, and we'll see you down the road, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Go Canes.